Yeah, remember this is for 8 and up year olds, so they gotta be. I call it creation.
I think that's so can adjust the length.
Yay, look at that.
Yeah, you better take a picture of it.
John! Oh my gosh! John! Oh my God!
And now I know what time it is.
Yay!
Oh my God!
Wow.
That was in slow motion. It was slow motion. I thought, did I cover?
You gotta adjust that.
Does that mean it's telling time poorly, or it means it's not?
The rhythm of it is off. So the rhythm.
Right, so I've been told that it doesn't adjust because the hanger goes on a square that goes into into your escapement.
Yeah.
So what you need to do is get out your coins.
Yeah.
And the side that is too long on.
Seriously? Okay.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh!
Oh.
This is what you do. No, sorry. So the deal is that it's not in beat because it's designed to be level. So this is obviously not a level table. And so when it's level, it will have the most efficient because it's got an even tick in the top. So now you're having the most efficient transfer of power, getting the best run out of the spring. You're having the most amount of everything that you need by having it level. So that's the last key for any clock, is it has to have the tick in the top the same. It can't be way out.
Fascinating. So if we didn't have coins and we had something that was adjustable, we'd have to take this apart?
No. What you would do then, on almost every clock, this is a metal crutch is what it's called. And so that crutch would actually be bent. You would actually be able to fix it, to move it in space. And so you'd actually just adjust it in a direction to make it balance.
The arm of the pendulum.
Not the pendulum arm itself. The crutch behind it, the part that's coming out through the pendulum, is adjustable.
Like the lower white part that's...
The yellow part that's in here,
that one.
that's coming in and coming out through the pendulum,
Yeah.
it's called the crutch. And that's the part that actually transfers the power of the clock to the pendulum.
So if you bend it, it's like leaning it this way or something.
Right, it's the same. So instead of actually physically lifting the clock, you would bend the crutch, and then it would be even.
Makes it more distributed.
Oh, that is so interesting.
So that's what you would do to make it.
19-something, it looks like here. But this was a German clock. And that's probably Scottish.
All these parts are from that, or looks like it's where they go. Do you think all these parts are from that, or has it been like this? Looks like a more recent knot, maybe, or no?
No, that's probably original. It's not real filed square.
It's fast or slow.
And the bell might not be original.
When it goes around the eyes so bad.
Oh, that's a cool one.
So that's the escapement working. Well, it looks like it's controlling gravity.
Yeah.
And this one has 2 trains. It's a time train and a strike train, but it runs on one weight. So if you go see an old grandfather clock that has 2 weights, it's got a strike and a time. Well, this one has just got one loop chain, so these sprockets, the ratchets here, you wind them up and they go one way, and then you wind it up on the other one, so it's just this big continuous loop, so the weight hangs on this pulley, and when it runs it goes down, and then you pull up the other one.
So can it get out of sync that way, or not?
Well, this one has a count wheel for the striking, so this plate tells there's 1 o'clock, here's 12 o'clock, 11, 10, 9, 8, all the way around based on how long it takes for that to drop down again. And the count wheel clock clock frequently gets out of time, especially if it's a spring wound clock and the strike spring wears down faster than the clock can still run, but it stops striking.
Okay.
So then you wind everything up and the hour hand is pointing at 12 and the clock is striking 6.
Yeah.
So it's 6 hours behind, so the clock ran for 6 hours after the strike stopped. And in modern chiming clocks, that doesn't happen because it's got all correction stuff, and we got some of those over there too to show you the difference. They got a rack and a snail that'll never get on the modern ones. If somebody calls and says
an ideal pendulum would have an arc like this, not a circular arc. Should be a timekeeper.
So would it be the same thing as saying like a very long radius arc, like a shorter part of a larger circle? No.
No, it's actually not it's not circular. The perfect pendulum radius isn't circular. I think it's either cycloid or epicycloid, and so it's got more of it's like flattened out. So in order to, and it's great, you wouldn't be able to do that mechanically. So in order to approximate the performance of that, that's why they have this. Like instead of having just one solid arm going back and forth, you have this arm in the back called the clutch. And then there's a hole in the other end, and it kind of allows the pendulum to go a little further at the end of the arcs.
Okay. Allows it to go further.
And that approximates this perfectly.
Oh, really?
Yeah. This is the power, so that's the weight. Instead of a spring, the weight goes through. Same with this one. This is yep. Yeah. This one actually has a key.
So then you'd have to figure out how heavy the weight would have.
Yeah, and this one actually takes quite a bit of weight to power it. And there's a crack in the gears too, but it seems to work with the laminations. With wood clocks, when the grain splits, often the teeth like to break off. So this is an experiment in laminating so that the teeth aren't as fragile.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're out of control. Everyone,
I would never get
So now the next test is, can you take them apart, put them back into the plastic bags, and put them back into the boxes? That's the question. Oh, you don't. Is there a safe way to do it?
A particular type of battery, a drive will take a pile of some sort. I don't remember what mercury amalgam or what, but this thing has been digging for 100 years plus.
Well, and then actually these are another style of pendulum.
Oh yes, my grandmother had one of those.
Yeah. So there's a long spring down
torsion
here.
spring.
And
Yes, there are standard ratios.
Yeah, the torsion springs have a habit of breaking their...
or they get wrapped. People are really enthusiastic and they get twisted.
Too much, right?
Yeah.
It's a common repair item on
Just a
these.
flat spring, and so you're just...
You're on.
All right, so is everybody done now? We go on? Everybody got their thing back in their box? Yay!
Ready?
Yep.
Oh, that's
Susan, knock up now. You're in charge.
Also don't want to break the little buttons.
Susan is going to talk about all the various means. What we're going to do is have a little break and talk about a statement. Your statement on your clock was right? So when you had, just borrow this real quick. So when Revolution won each one. So that's how it counts.
The fan, is that a governor for the chime arrangement?
It is a fan, is a governor. It's not aerodynamically designed. The cutouts are to fit around the gears.
And what does it do?
It slows the speed of it makes it a uniform speed. So you're both to the same spot. You've got your excess levers out and you've got your power down. So now the stuff on the the front needs to come off. So what you're going to do next is you're going to take little screwdrivers and pry off all these little clips that you have holding on all your levers. So these levers are going to come out. This lever, everything on the front's going to come off. You're going to take this off. Looks like it's similar because you don't want to damage it.
Sort of arrangement. The gears are
unscrew that and then we're going to flip you around to the front.
I wonder if it's just a matter of question of tolerance. It seems to use bigger tooth gears than that one.
So each time this goes around, this is moving up one.
I'm sorry?
Each time it's rotating, it's moving.
One click
These
up.
are the chimes.
Yep.
Well, how is the snail? What's the snail doing?
The snail is that's your hour tube. That's where your hour hand's going to be.
Yeah.
So as this goes around, as your hours go around, then it just drops in a different.
See the inside?
You might have better luck if these are hard ones to do, but you see the little tiny holes in the back? If you take a little tiny screwdriver, about this size, you can sometimes go in to the back of that hole and just pry straight back, and then it just comes right off, and it's not so dangerous.
How do you
know what her problem is? She doesn't have a loop.
Well, that could be it. Maybe she needs a loop. Do you need a loop to see?
No, I can see.
We have things for you to do.
I can see.
Okay, so now you've got these spring barrels, then powered loop with a LED. So those are the 3 door prizes. Whoever comes up first gets the first choice. Okay, and the second choice. There you go. It's the fourth.
We want you for the Orological Society.
Yeah.
Orological?
Well, we